Hey, I just finished with my locals. Stay tuned till the end of the video if you want to see an enchanted that I pulled from playing at my locals. So a question I have for you. Can you be profitable selling Lorcana cards on TCG Player? It's a question I ask you without knowing the answer because it is something that I am currently in the middle of trying to find an answer myself. Hey everyone, I'm Rich from Rich TCG Bets. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Rich. I love talking about Lorcana and data and numbers. So if that kind of stuff interests you, then make sure to stick around, subscribe to the channel. But to go back to the question, can you make money selling on TCG Player with Lorcana? I think the quick answer is yes. But in this video, I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing, my strategies, and discuss like the avenues that I'm going to be going through as a seller. Because yes, I've sold on TCG Player before. I know the ins and out of it. I have like 160 sales, like nothing too crazy, but enough to know the platform and the logistics behind it, the data. So if you're interested in selling Lorcana cards yourself, I by no means am an expert, but I think this will be a good listen for you. And if you're someone who is struggling on what to do with your bulk, I think this also might be a pretty good listen as well too. So I'll try to hit everything on this drive. It's going to be kind of from the top of my head. I've got in my head a sort of rubric and template I want to follow, but it's been a long work day, so I will probably forget it. So without further ado, let me tell you my strategy. So I am going to be primarily selling the following rarities. So legendary and epic cards, and then anything that I deem playable. So I play the game. Like I said, I'm going to my LGS right now to play. I go every Monday. So I have a little bit of a background on what cards are performing well. And in the background for like the last month or so, I have been trying to gather some playable cards. So anytime I buy a playset for myself for some cards that I want to play with, I usually, if the store has available, I'll try to buy like 8 copies. I'll usually, like I had the mindset of like, well, I'll have multiple decks, so 4 will go one deck, 4 will go the other. But as I started buying, I was like, actually I'll play with 4, and then 4 I'll keep in the pocket to sell because I think there'll be some playable cards. So I've talked about in the past, I was able to buy Eleanor for like 50 cents. That's like an $8+ card now. Additionally, I was able to buy some of the Alien True Believer rare cards for I think like 60 cents, so like $2.40 for a playset. I ripped 4 for myself because I ripped a ton of Wilds Unknown, but those cards are going for $2 now. And so at the end of the day, like I by no means am becoming a millionaire paying off my home doing this, but you can see like right away I paid $2.40 for something that I can sell for $8. That's quite a bit of profit. So I'm selling epics, legendaries, and playable cards primarily. I have a ton of bulk that I'm gonna throw on, but that's not gonna really be my main focus. It's just cards I'm gonna see if I can sell or sort of piggyback on other cards where if someone buys a bunch of cards, maybe they'll buy some bulk too. So let me give you a little bit of background on TCG Player itself as a platform. So as a seller, TCG Player takes about 13% of fees for something you sell. So if you sell something for $1, they will take around, it's like 10% from TCG Player, and then like 3% plus I think like 25 cents or plus 20 cents for credit card fees. So you want to sell higher volume cards, and that's why you want to have a lot in your store so that they can rack up their cart, and then you can have a better percentage that way. But on average, you're going to lose about 13%. So going back to that analogy of like, if I sell my 4 Alien True Believers for $8, if I lose 13% of that, it's going to be closer to like $1. So I'm going to get $7 from that $8 sale, and then $7 minus the $2.40 I paid for it is going to be $4.60 I profit from that sale. But then you also have to include shipping and stamps, etc., and stuff like that, the envelope costs. So an average, like let's just say I net instead of $4.60, it's $3.60. So still like a pretty good sale. But the reason I want to do playable legendary epic cards, from what I've been able to see on my end, is people typically buy those cards. So there's a higher volume of sales for legendary cards, for epic cards, and for playable cards. Hey, Future Rich here. One thing I forgot to mention is that promo cards actually sell really well on TCG Player. They sell in high volumes, both like the cheap ones and the super expensive ones. I personally don't have any dupes of them, so I'm not going to be adding them to my TCG Player store right now. But if I did, I would most definitely be adding them. So just wanted to make that call out. I totally forgot to mention that in the part of the video that you're watching right now. So let's get back to it. Playables, because people want to play the cards, you know, so they want them in their deck. And I've seen that if you have like a playset of 4, you can actually price it a little bit higher, and someone is more likely to buy from you because they just have to buy from one seller and pay shipping, or not have to pay shipping because your 4 cards are over $5. That's another thing with TCG Player, is if you're a level 4 seller, and I won't go too into detail with what that is, you can look it up yourself, but if you are a level 4 seller, which I am, you can say that anything over $5 will be free shipping included. So people are more likely to add kind of like random cards to their deck to get to that $5 threshold, so they don't have to pay the $1.49 for shipping. So that's why I'm doing playable cards, legendary cards, and epic cards. I see high volume, especially on the epic side. People more and more are liking epic cards and giving them a little bit more respect. Epic cards throughout the board have increased in volume quite a bit for like every set, especially Fabled, just because it's Fabled. But Winter Spell has grown a lot. A lot of these epic cards have like kind of turned into playable cards, like the Aladdin from Whispers in the Well, I want to say. It's the red ruby one. It's in that Boosties deck now, and so that's gone up a lot. Grandmother Willow has continually climbed in price because that's basically in any, for the most part, any amber deck, the yellow deck. So that's a really popular card. You've got Mickeys and Minis that people really like. In the Wilds Unknown, you've got Woody that's playable, Rex that's playable, Buzz that's playable. So people are wanting epic cards to bling out their deck. And so it kind of falls into that line of the playable cards. But also you're seeing more and more people buying epics to just have for their sets or for collections, because they are really cool cards at the end of the day. And you really only get 2 to 3, or I would say 1 to 3. You used to get 1 in the first 4 or first 3 iconic sets, and then Wilds Unknown, Attack of the Vines, it's more like 2 to 3. So that's what I'm doing. I'm selling those 3 mainly. Now, what have I done in the last week? So this past weekend, I posted in multiple Facebook groups saying, hey, I'm buying lots of epic cards for 80 to 85%. In theory, for better margins, I should have posted for 75 to 80, but I don't have the capital to buy like $1,000 worth of epics. I've bought, I think, like $250 to $300 worth of epics, which have come out to, I want to say like 60, 70, 80 epic cards. I really can't remember at this point. I probably should know before the video, but I've bought on a lot of epic cards to try out this test run. I personally have a lot of legendary cards that I've been having on the side, so I've probably got like 15 to 20 from Wilds Unknown just for my pack openings. I've got a few Circle of Lives that have absolutely exploded in price from Fabled, and a bunch of other legendaries that I've gotten just from ripping packs or from just buying out lots in the past. So I've got probably, if you, outside of just like my bulk, I probably will have 100 to 150 cards that I'm going to post on TCG Player. Again, I talk about sample sizes a lot. That's a pretty small sample size to gauge whether or not this is successful, this is not successful. And like I said, I could be buying at much better margins to try and see, or to try to just see better returns on my investment. But ultimately what I'm trying to see is one, have I nailed the fact that like if I can get playable cards, legendaries, and epic cards, is that the better market to bring more volume into my shop on TCG Player? And then two, how quickly can these cards sell? I'm not going to lowest list these cards. I'm going to be like at market price, but depending on like some of the playable cards or the lower ends, if I have like sets of 4 for them, play sets of them, I'll probably bump it up 10% and see where that goes. And so I want to see kind of like what price range can I set it at, to not like, I don't want to set everything and have everything sell the next day, but I would like things to sell over the next like week or 2 or 3. And so I'll probably be getting a lot of these epic lots at the end of this week, if not Monday of next week. So I'm not going to be posting anything, and then I'm here for a week, and then I'm out of town for 10 days. So a lot of what I'm doing right now is just buying the inventory, getting everything prepped on the back end on TCG Player, and then once I'm back from my cruise in Disney World, I'll hit go live and see exactly what happens. But just wanted to give kind of like a documented, for my purposes, but also like an update just to you guys on like what I'm doing on the background. I'm having a hard time trying to get collections, so booster boxes or booster box cases. So for me, like, this is more of like a fun project. Like a lot of these epic cards that I bought, I'm not a lot, but like I would say like 12% of them, 15% of them I'm keeping myself for my collection, and the rest I'm going to be selling. But I just want to see like what sort of project or what sort of profit I can get from this project. And at the end of the day, if I can get some revenue, then this revenue is just going to be going towards me buying more booster boxes down the road, or enchanteds and singles that I want for my collection. The reason I'm not selling any sort of enchanteds or iconics right now, there's 2 reasons. One, it's hard to get at a good price. A lot of people know that the pool rates for enchanteds, even though Wilds Unknown and Attack of the Vine pull rates have increased for enchanteds, it's like 1 in 3 boxes. Let's just say 1 in 72. I think it's probably closer to 1 in 65, but let's just say 1 in 72. That's still a lot of packs that you have to open. And for Attack of the Vine and Wilds Unknown, those booster boxes and just pack prices are pretty expensive. So not a lot of people are ripping these right now, which means not a ton of copies are on the market. We've seen also Wilds Unknown and Enchanted just continually drop, even knowing what I just said, with like not more coming into the market. So first off, now is probably a good time to buy some Enchanteds. That's what I'm going to be looking into as well myself. But 2, I just don't want to play that game. It's too much of a risk. Like it's like a high risk, high reward. Whereas the lane that I'm trying to do is like a medium risk, medium to high reward. And so that's kind of like the lane that I want to do it at right now, because I'm not trying to do this for a living. I'm not trying to spend 10 to 15 hours a week doing this. It's more of an experiment. I'm going to throw some money at it, and at the end of the day, if I can net some money, then it was worth it. It was fun, and I'll be able to have a little bit extra spending money. But that's the main reason why I don't want to do enchanteds, is just because I think they're a little too volatile. I think it's hard to get it at a decent rate. Like I feel like a lot of people are selling for 90%, and like I said, 13% is the base what you're going to lose at TCG Player. So I usually round to like 15%, which is why I've tried to buy at 80. It's like my average, I think, is like 82%. So again, 3% margin, I know isn't the best, but again, it's a test experiment. We'll see how it goes. And from what I've been able to see, a lot of the epics have gone up, and the playable cards that I bought before have gone up like 200, 300, 400, 500%. So I think that's where I'm going to get a lot of my margin. But ultimately, I'll get like a starting price, and then we'll get an ending price like a month later. But just know that I will be working on this the next few weeks, and I should have a better update. I'll let you all know when the store is officially live for my TCG Player account. And if you want to support, you totally can. But if you have any questions, if you want to know what I'm buying, how I'm buying, or once I launch this, kind of like how everything is going, I can give some updates along the way, because I don't feel the need to like have a video that's like, hey, everything's live, here's my store, or anything like that. But I do want to do a sort of like follow up, probably a month and a half from now, to let you all know kind of just how the experience went, how the sell through is, how much money I've netted from this whole experience and all. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I've sold on TCG Player before, so I know how it works. I've got like either 99 or 100% feedback. I was lower for a bit because some guy said he didn't get it in the mail and then gave me a 1-star. And I reached out to him and was like, hey, like I can send you a new card. And I sent him the same card. It was a $2 card, mind you. I sent it to him again. He said, hey, I got it, thanks. But he wouldn't change the review. And I didn't know at the time that I could actually message TCG Player and like have them revoke the rating. But I think it's been enough time where now I'm back to 100%. But either way, 99, 100%, that doesn't bother me at the end of the day. So that's all I got for you. Let me know if you had any experiences selling online on TCG Player. Let me know what's worked with you, what hasn't. But like I said, I'm not going to have a video letting you know when everything launches, but I'll probably drop it at the beginning of a video in the next couple weeks after I'm back from vacation. So that's all I got for you. Until then, I'm Rich from Rich TCG Bets, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Okay, and this is why you play at your locals. I went 3-0 tonight, and I was able to get this on the first pack after the first win. I got an enchanted in 8 packs of Attack of the Vine when I opened up a case, and about 200 total packs of Wilds Unknown and didn't get one. So in a set that I don't care about ripping, I get an enchanted. And not only do I get an enchanted, I get the freaking Madrigals. Get out of here. Get out of Lorcana. All right, that's all. Bye.